Hey guys, Rogue Nation here with you today, and we got a video out of the New Mexico state capitol, and it's, I'm going to say the gentleman's name is For the Record, and he was out at the state capitol on this day, and did some auditing. I cut out the first part of the video. It's really weird. He had himself talking over himself, I guess, when he edited it, and it just jumbled it and made it to where it was really not very watchable to me. But he does a really good job here with the security guard that comes up to him, and that's really what I wanted to highlight, was the security guard, his behavior, and some of the things that he had to say. So let's get right into it, and let's check out what this New Mexico state security guard, or whatever, building management has to say.
How's it going?
I'm all right.
Okay. Can I ask you why you're filming inside our offices?
I don't answer questions.
Huh?
I don't answer questions.
Yes, you do.
I don't answer questions.
Why?
Why?
Yes.
Well, because that's the Fifth Amendment, right?
Well, you actually got your amendments wrong, but
Oh, do I? What is it then?
these state buildings.
What is my right not to speak?
Listen to me. All right.
What is my right not to speak?
These buildings have children in them, and you're not allowed to film children.
I
And
can
that's a
film
federal law.
children anywhere.
Yes, you did.
I can film
Okay.
children anywhere.
Okay.
This is the public. We're out in the public.
Alright guys, first let me say that he didn't film any children in the video beforehand, and that's not why we're not seeing it. I'll leave the link for the video in the description. You can go check it out yourself. But even by some chance, if he did film children, that's perfectly legal, right? Like, there's no law that makes children special from or exempt from being filmed out in public, alright? I don't know where people get this stuff from, right? It's ridiculous. But again, this guy starts right off the bat showing that he's an idiot, right? Oh, you got the Fifth Amendment wrong. No, he didn't, idiot. All right, but this guy's idiocy don't stop here.
I don't care.
There's no
I'm
expectation
telling you the
of
law.
the public.
For children,
the law,
there is.
The law.
For children, there is.
There's no expectation of expectation of privacy
There
when you're
is.
in the public.
Bullshit.
No, there isn't.
Now listen to me.
No,
okay?
there isn't.
When there's children
No,
involved,
there isn't.
there is.
Were there any children recorded in this video? And even if there was, it still wouldn't matter. No, there isn't.
I have no problem with you
I
being-
could go to a
Listen to me.
ballpark and go
Listen to
record
me.
my nephew. I don't have to listen to you.
Yes,
I
you
can
do.
go
This is
to
my
the
property.
park. This is
Okay?
my property. I have a
Listen to me.
vested interest in
I
this
have no
place.
problem with you being
I
around.
pay taxes.
Listen to me.
This is public
This can go
property.
really easy. This can go easy.
This
okay?
is public property.
Listen to me.
You know, I'm not listening to you. You're not my boss. I'm your boss,
Bullshit,
buddy.
you ain't nothing to
I
me.
pay your taxes.
You don't even have a job.
I pay your taxes.
How are you paying my taxes without a job?
I
You're not
pay
working
your
right
taxes.
now.
How do you know?
I'm
How
just
do you
giving
know?
you shit. You're giving me shit.
Huh?
I'm giving you shit. Now listen to me. Can I
Huh?
just explain it to
You're
you?
talking shit. You
Let
don't
me
even
just
know what you're saying.
Yes, I do.
You
Let me
don't
explain
even know
it
what
to
you're
you.
saying.
Let me.
I'm not explaining
You can put
to
the
you.
camera down here just so I
No.
can see you in the face.
No.
Okay, you can still record me. I don't
No,
care.
I'm recording you
Okay?
anyway. I want to see
Yes,
your
you
expression
can be
on your
around.
face.
Watch. You
I
can
need
be
to
around.
record this
Listen
expression
to
on
me,
your face.
please.
I don't need to listen
Yes,
to
you do. Because you're violating
I
the
don't need
law.
to listen to you. What's
Okay,
the law?
I'm going to call the PD
What
then.
law?
Here, we'll get the police department here.
Call him.
Okay, I'm going to tell you
You
real
think
quick
this
just so
is
you
my
can know.
first time? You think this is my first rodeo
I'm sure
here?
it's not. Okay.
Huh?
Now, first off, you can't be drinking on state property. Okay. Second,
Cheers.
listen, you have an expectation to go anywhere you want to.
I have an expectation
on
of
state
yeah.
property. Now listen to me. When
Yes.
it comes to children, okay, you cannot be recording in
I
a
can
place where there's
record
children. No, you
anything in public.
cannot. No, you cannot.
Anything.
No, you cannot.
Anything in public, sir.
Look it up. Look it
You,
up.
I don't need to look it up. I know.
How do you know?
look it up.
How do you know?
You look it up.
How do you,
Does
I
this-
already know.
I-
I already know.
I already know.
Okay.
I already know.
How do you know?
Because I do this all the time.
'Cause
I
you're
do
just-
this all the time.
Because you're
I know the
assuming
law.
something on your own.
No.
Okay.
You think I'm doing this on accident?
No, I'm not saying you're doing it on accident. What I'm saying is you are a little
I'm
bit
doing
ignorant
this
to
with
the law.
no. I'm not ignorant.
When it comes to
I
children,
got the freedom
yes, you
of
are.
press, and there's
No,
no
you don't.
Listen to this guy. Because you're ignorant of the law, like this guy would have a clue what the law is. You can tell he has absolutely no clue what the law is. I simply love when people, say you don't know what the law is. I mean, some lawyers don't know what the law is. You know what I mean? Some legislators don't know what the law is. Some judges don't know what the law is, right? But when you come up to somebody and they're doing something and they tell you, hey, I've been doing this before. I mean, you got to give the benefit of the doubt, right? Especially to the guys, like I carry around, laws with me, and I'm willing to show people that. That should be your first clue that the person that you're talking to might have an understanding, right? And maybe it's the wrong understanding. Maybe I'm totally wrong in my understanding of what the law is, but you have to investigate further, right? And trust me when I say, a lot of the cops out there don't know the law. Even though they'll say, oh, I know the law, I've been doing this job for 20 years. Come to find out, they don't know the law, right? So
expectation of privacy.
You're not the press.
There's no expectation of privacy
there is.
in the public. No,
When
there
there's
isn't.
children, you cannot
when you come
record
out,
children.
when
Listen
you
to
come
me.
out in public,
Listen to me.
everything's recording you. There's cameras
Listen
there.
to me.
There's cameras
Yes.
there. There's cameras inside there, and those
However,
cameras are
when
recording
you're
the
under
children
the age
too.
of 18, you
And
have an
those
expectation of
And
privacy.
those are recording the children too.
They are not recording the children.
Yeah, they're recording everything in there.
Not with intent. And you were
Everything.
recording with an intent. And that's the difference.
Oh, with an intent.
Yes.
What's the intent of this?
What's the intent of anything? We have this to
What's the
protect
intent?
ourselves.
All right, well, there you
So,
go.
who are you
have this to
protecting
protect
yourself
myself
against? Against who?
against somebody like you who thinks they know
So you're just wandering through
what
a
they're
building
talking
thinking that-
about. Who thinks they know what? I got to protect myself against some moron like you.
Oh, so now I'm a moron.
Yeah,
All right. Cool.
I'm being nice. I'm being nice.
I'm being nice too.
That's being nice, buddy.
All right. So
Tried to talk to me like you're my dad. You're not my dad.
I'm not your dad. I don't.
Exactly.
I'm not your dad.
Exactly.
But I also
So you're not
expect
gonna be
you-
telling
I
me
also
what to
expect
do.
you to respect what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, because all you were doing was being confrontational first, and I'm trying to talk to you. I asked you what's going on. You didn't want to talk to me. All right.
Oh,
When I said, let me
I
explain
talked to-
something to you, you said, I don't want to hear it.
I don't
And
want to
I
hear it
am
because I
correct.
already know.
You don't
I already know.
If you knew,
Oh, you're
then
saying
walk
I
about.
can't go to the ball game and watch the kids record him play their game?
No,
Huh?
that's different. Okay.
That's public. That's
No,
out in
because
public. This
they
is
are
public.
putting- listen to
That's
me.
public
You want to
property.
hear the
This
difference?
is public
You wanna hear
property.
let me just tell you the difference real quick, okay? You go to a ball game like a kids, you're talking like kids, whatever, football or baseball or something like that game, right? When those kids are out
Whatever.
there,
Not
they're
there,
putting themselves
out
out
in the
there
park,
knowing
wherever.
that it can be recorded. These children that are in here are in a daycare. They have an expectation of
No,
privacy.
they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. In that daycare, maybe, but not in the
So
public.
in the building, you
Not
cannot
in
be
the
recording in the building.
I can record anything in that building. That's public property.
It's not.
It
that way.
belongs to
That's
me.
ignorance on
That's
your part.
no. That's not ignorance
It does
on my
not
part. I
belong
go
to
around
you.
all over the state doing this.
Why?
Why?
All it
To
does
see if
is-
you respect
because
people's rights.
I'm not telling you to do anything. Right? I'm
You're
just
telling
you
me that I can't.
because it makes people uncomfortable and it's against the law to record kids.
I'm not trying
So
to
can
make
I
you
go into
feel
your house?
comfortable.
Can I go into your house and record you?
You're not going into my house.
Well, can
That's
I?
not
I'm
the
asking
same.
you the question.
That's not the same.
Why is
That's
it not the
private.
same? Does it make you feel
That's
uncomfortable?
private.
Does it make you feel uncomfortable?
My house is private.
Okay, but I'm
it's a
asking you a
different
question.
place.
I'm asking you a
This
question.
is public
I'm just asking
property.
you a question.
This is a public space.
If I was recording you in a spot where you thought you were safe, does it make you feel uncomfortable?
well, there's no expectation to be.
That's not what I'm asking
safe.
you. I'm not asking you that.
You're-
Just
you're-
answer my
you're-
question.
I don't answer that question.
Why?
Because.
Because you know I'm right.
No, because it's a trick question.
It's not a trick question.
Yes, because I'm telling you, you can record anywhere in public, and you're trying
There
to
is
say
expectations of privacy for
no,
children.
there isn't.
Yes, there
no,
is.
there isn't.
Okay, well,
There's no. You go to the store. They're recording at the
That's
store,
a
the
different
bank,
place.
everywhere.
You're trying to do a blanket coverage to everything.
There's cameras there at the daycare too.
That are run by the daycare for their
Yeah,
own protection.
exactly.
They've signed
They're
consent
still there.
forms.
How do you know that person isn't getting their camera, recording the
Because
thing?
we vet all that. You want to sign
Whatever.
a consent form for it?
You can prove it. You can prove it.
No,
Okay.
do you want to sign a consent form for
A
it?
consent for what?
For to be able to record the children.
I don't need a consent
Yes,
form.
you do. For
no,
children,
I don't.
you do.
I don't need consent
You
for
do.
shit.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Now, you being this way is
I
pushing
don't
this in a way
need-
that it doesn't need to
I
be.
don't need to. I don't need consent, man.
For kids, yes, you do.
No, I don't. If they're out in public with their parents bring them out in public, they can't expect
out here?
to be
If you're out
private.
here doing
They
things
can.
here? Yes.
You want
Out
privacy?
here?
You want
Don't
privacy?
raise your voice to me.
You want privacy? This is how the way you do it. This is how the way you do it. You create it. You want privacy? You create it. You want privacy? Look. You create it, buddy. See? You
And?
create the privacy if you want privacy. You got it?
Yeah, well,
That's
you
the
know,
law. There's no
unfortunately, there is
expectation of
no law.
privacy in the public.
You are the one that's being ignorant.
You're
to the
getting
law,
learned.
okay?
You're
I'm
getting
not
learned
getting
today,
worse,
buddy.
trust
You're
me.
getting
I
schooled.
am not getting worse.
You're going to be
Now,
YouTube star. Watch.
Fine.
You're going to be YouTube
Bring it
star,
on.
buddy.
You have full authority.
Everybody's
going to
be
wherever
looking
you
what a
want to,
fool you think you
okay?
are.
You can go wherever you want to outside this building. You can even go inside the building. I have no
yeah.
problem with that. You cannot
Exactly.
videotape children.
I'll record anything in public
Okay, well,
of
you know,
public
when the cops get here,
interest.
you can let them know.
You can let them know that they ain't going to do nothing.
Yes, they are.
No, they aren't.
When I talk to them and I
You
explain to them
talk
what you're
to
doing,
them.
okay?
What are you going to tell them I'm doing? He's recording.
Recording children
He's recording children
in a daycare setting.
in a daycare setting.
Yep.
And
you can look that up and you can see what it's all about.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Record anything in public. Learn it, buddy. Learn it. And that was for the record, guys.
Okay, this is exactly what I was talking about. And again, I want to say that For the Record did a great job here with this guy. And tried to explain to him, hey, you don't need consent to record in public, even if it's a kid. Now, granted, you can't walk into a daycare and start recording. But again, unless he cut it out of the beginning of the video, I didn't see him go into a daycare area. I didn't see him record any children. So, to start with, it's a moot point, right? Because he never did any of that stuff. But, again, if they're in a place that's not a restricted area, anywhere you're legally allowed to be, you can record, right? It's just the way it is.
I got this douchebag over here. There's nothing in there to really record, no art or anything. So I just walked out. And as soon as I walked out, he came in. He walked in. I finished the conversation.
Yes, I did, because
Oh,
I have an
man.
expectation of privacy on my phone calls.
You're in
Personal
public.
phone call.
You're in public, buddy.
Personal phone call. Now,
You're in
I'm
public.
doing this because our
I've
employees
been
feel
recording.
uncomfortable, all right? with
You know
you're
what?
doing.
Okay. Look,
So
I'm
I
going
have
to try to be nice to you. Okay, I'm going.
All right, and I'm trying
All
to be
right,
nice to
I'm
you
going to
too.
be nice. Well, you're pissing me off, really.
Well,
But I'm going to be nice. I'm
likewise.
going to
Okay.
de-escalate this. Okay.
Cool.
There's no expectation of privacy in the public. Okay.
Okay. I understand where you're coming from, and I'm not disagreeing with you except for the one point. Okay.
And that
is
point
with children.
doesn't matter
It does,
either. It
okay?
doesn't.
All I'm asking you to do is
No, no,
just
you know what? I wasn't
I'm
even
not-
recording children, okay? I wasn't recording children.
Aren't we de-escalating? We're
Okay.
de-escalating, okay?
But I'm
So
telling you,
just
you're
gonna ask
making
you a favor.
accusations that
No,
are wrong.
I'm not, okay?
You said that I was
I'm going-
recording
I'm going
children.
based off of what the calls that are coming in, Okay.
Oh,
Now-
see, so you're
now
taking
let me-
their
let me-
word
let me just-
over mine.
Well, I have to because.
Oh,
I
you
work
have
with
to.
them.
No,
I
no,
work
no,
with
no,
them,
no.
okay?
That's, you know
Now,
what that is?
Do me a favor.
Nothing more than a hired thug. Just a Nazi following orders.
For the de-escalation piece of this.
All right.
Don't go back.
And let's make an important point here, guys, while we got it on the tip of our tongue. He just told them that he has to take their word over for the record's word. And that is always the way it will be. So that is reason number one why we record our interactions with public employees, right? Because when the cops show up, they're always going to take the word of the public employee over that of the citizen, just the same way that this guy did. He's probably an ex-cop himself, but that's always what they're going to do, right? They're never going to just take your word for it, okay? It's not going to happen. Not when it comes down to you and a state employee, a county employee, a city employee. Anybody that works for the government automatically is more trustworthy than any citizen. Doesn't matter if you're a doctor or a lawyer, or doesn't matter. If you're a citizen, your word means shit to the government, right? And they're just not going to take your word over that of an employee that works for them. It's just the way that works, guys. I'm sorry to tell you. I know a lot of hearts are going to be broken. You know, a lot of bootlickers are going to cry about it. But that's just the way it is, okay?
Back over there and record until.
No.
Until.
Oh,
Okay.
Until.
You go and you look up the law.
No, I'll go over there right now.
I'm asking
I already know the law. I already know the law. I've
We
been
are
doing this.
de-escalating. We're
I've been
de-escalating.
doing this.
You don't need to raise your voice. We're de-escalating.
I've been doing this.
Okay.
I don't need to
I'm
go
asking-
look. You're
Look,
asking me to
can I
look
have
up
a
something I
conversation?
already know.
Can we have a conversation?
Come on, let's go in here and
Okay.
let's go over here, man.
Yeah, we're okay for right now. Okay.
Get out of here, man.
So,
You were cool for a second. You can
what I'm
go
telling
back
you is
to
this.
work.
What I'm telling you is this.
Calling the cops right now.
Go
Yeah,
call
we
the
already have
cops.
state police
Go
on
call the cops.
We already have state police on their way.
Okay, thank you.
Go call the cops. I'm gonna call the cops.
Listen to me. For the de-escalation, you and I are having a conversation, right? Let's not worry about this right now.
All right, what's your name?
Okay. Don't worry about that.
You
Okay,
work
asked
for
you-
me. I need to know your name.
I asked your name first, and you didn't want to give it
What?
to me.
I don't have to give
I don't
you.
have to
You
give you
work
my
for
name.
me.
I don't have to give you my
You
name.
work for the state. You work
So,
for
I don't
me.
have to give you my name.
Yes,
There's no
you
reason
do.
why I have to give you my name.
Yes,
under
you
that.
do.
No, I do not.
You do. It's public info. I'm gonna get your name.
Fine. IPRA. You can do what's called an IPRA.
Exactly. That's what I'm gonna do. Facility Management Division.
Okay.
General Services.
Yeah.
Let me see.
No.
Why do you think you have? Why do you think you have cards? So
I
you can
get through a
identify
door.
yourself.
No, so I can get through a door.
No. So you can identify
I don't
yourself.
have to identify
You
myself.
belong to the state.
I do not belong to
Yes.
the state. I belong to myself.
No,
Now,
you belong to state right
What
now.
I'm going to tell you is this. I'm trying to have a
I need to
conversation
know your name.
with
I'm
you.
gonna get
You can-
all your information, buddy.
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna input everything.
Okay. Like I said, you can IPRA
Everything.
that all you want.
I
okay?
will. I do it.
Now,
I input all the time. I get everybody's
you
stuff.
You're
Everybody.
You're an interesting
I do
person
this
to
all the
talk to,
time.
Okay. Because you say to me, let's de-escalate. But you're the one that wants to raise it up to this level.
Because you're bringing up bullshit. You're trying to tell me.
I'm not giving you
You're
bullshit.
trying
What
to tell
I'm
me.
telling you
Go
is
look
this.
it up. You're
What I'm-
you're
yeah,
trying
I'm
to
telling
tell.
you that. I'm trying so that you can educate yourself so that
I don't. I'm already educated
Okay,
though.
well, then
I'm
listen to
already
this.
educated. That's why I do
have,
this.
Have some human compassion for things and realize that
No,
you
no, no, no,
walking
no.
around.
Why don't
makes
they have
people-
compassion for me for what I like to do?
I have no disrespect for you.
Well,
I'm just
they
doing
do.
my job.
Whoever
Who's they?
you're saying them.
Who's they?
Who's ever getting hurt?
Why? Because they feel like there's something weird going on with the guy going around filming them?
Huh?
That-
And what?
they
And
don't
so
feel
that has
comfortable
to
with that.
stop me from doing what I like to do?
Well, maybe.
Huh?
Maybe. Like I said, how do you like
Oh,
it if I
so
sit
they're gonna
outside your
stop me
house?
from doing what I
No,
would like
I'm
to
just
do
asking you.
when
Think
they're
of the
because they're
context.
uncomfortable?
Think of the context of what it is, right? If I'm outside your house filming you, right?
I ain't got no
I'm
problem.
not in your house.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You can be on the sidewalk,
That's not
film
gonna
all
make
you
feel
want.
uncomfortable.
You can film all you want. You're on the sidewalk.
Okay.
I got my windows
You
closed.
don't need to be going
I'll
around
have my
people's
windows closed, my
offices.
shades closed.
You don't need to be
You're
going
not
around
going to be
people's
seen inside
offices.
my house. I
know
create
you
the
were
privacy.
downtown. I know you were downtown.
I
also,
create the privacy.
Okay. These people need to be able to do their jobs and not have to worry about somebody going around and filming them and making.
What
it
are they
look-
worried about filming? What's the worry?
not
There's
worried.
cameras in there too.
Have you not paid
What's the
attention to-
difference?
Have you not paid attention
What's
to
the
local
difference
news?
between this camera and those cameras?
Because the intent of what the cameras are being used for.
What?
The cameras
You don't know
here
what.
are used for
You don't know
protection
what.
of the building
Protection.
and the people. You're
Well,
doing
this
to
is
try to get a
protection for
rise out of
me.
people
No,
from
no.
something.
I'm doing this so I can have a tour, visit my government
Well, you know what?
facilities that I
You know
pay
what's- you know
for
what's the better way to do that?
because I got a vested interest.
You know what's a better way to do that?
What's a better way? Come on.
Make an appointment and come and we'll give you a
What do I need to make an appointment for so you guys can act all good and have everything all nice and neat and everything for when you do a drug bust? Or you're gonna go to the drug dealers and hey, I'm gonna do a drug bust tomorrow on you. Okay, make sure you hide the, put away all the drugs, put away the guns, and that's clean up the house a little bit.
You're
Huh?
talking criminal activity.
I'm coming over
versus-
here
What I'm trying to tell you is, if you want to come
I'm
see
coming
what a
over
state
here to
building
check the
style, what
attitude
people are doing,
and see how the way our employees behave.
Sure.
See if they respect the First Amendment. See if they respect the freedom to record in public, which is the press.
Yeah, but you're not the
Recording
press.
any. What makes me not the press? You
Show
tell
me your
me.
credentials for the press.
Tell me where you get the credentials.
Because you work for an organization. That's
Tell me where you get it for that. So you for
Now,
for
if
me
you're
to be
freelance, if you're a
credential.
freelance guy that's just doing this on his
There,
own,
there,
right? Okay.
there you go. Everybody's press.
Okay. Now-
Everyone.
Now there are expectations.
They're thinking
of
just,
things.
oh, big company has to. They're the only ones that are
that's not what I'm
news.
saying. That's not what I'm saying.
That's what you started
But-
saying.
Did you identify yourself as the press?
I don't need to. I'm doing this.
says?
I'm doing this
Who says? How do you know?
on my own freedom, just
How do
to
you know?
record,
Just for the fun of it. Huh?
just for the fun of it. Yes.
So again,
To
my
see,
employees.
I told you, I already checking
let
the
me throw this back
employees,
on you a little bit.
see how the way they behave, see how.
Remember, guys, if you want First Amendment protections, the right to free press, you have to say that you are the press, right? Because photographs for personal reasons don't have First Amendment protections, right? You can't say I'm taking these photos to not share and not disseminate and to put in a box underneath my bed. That's you won't get First Amendment protections for that, right? It's the right to free press. It's not the right to take personal photographs, right? So remember that when you're in these interactions, if something goes sideways, these kind of statements can and will hurt your case. All right, you can't say, my First Amendment rights were violated, but I was only taking personal pictures, right? So
They react.
You're worried about the tax dollars and all that hard at work, right? As you going through and disrupting their workflow, you are wasting your own money now.
I'm not wasting it. They're wasting it
No, you are. because
over a
you're
camera.
creating
okay, let me dive into that myth as well, because I just argued with some trolls about it because they said I was wasting taxpayer dollars. And what I found was a 2011 study done on the Army where Boeing had made these little coin-sized rubber wheels, and they were worth about $7.71, I think was the actual cost of the item. And they were selling them to the Army for $1,678. Okay, so an item that should have cost $7.70 cost the Army $1,600 and $1,678. So I find it humorous and just bad thinking, just low intelligence when people say, oh, you're wasting tax dollars. And they want to do something. They want to stop me from wasting tax dollars. And then I said, well, what have you done to stop the Army from buying little rubber wheels for $1,678? Well, nothing. Isn't that weird? We're wasting tax dollars and they get all, oh, you're wasting tax dollars. Well, what did you do about the Department of Defense wasting billions of dollars every year? Whatever. You waste $500, I'm gonna get real mad. But if you waste $28 billion, I'm gonna be all right. These people make no sense that roll against us. And again, I know it's their thinking, I know it's their beliefs, and I know they think they're right? Because that's the hallmark of them, is they always think they're right. But It just baffles me.
Disruption.
I'm not creating a
You are.
disruption.
You're making people
No,
feel uncomfortable.
that ain't my problem.
Yes,
That's
it is.
their
No,
problem,
it
not
is your
mine.
problem.
No,
Okay?
it's not my
problem.
problem.
I need to make sure that they can do their jobs. Okay.
Let them do. It ain't my fault if they ain't got ADD. If they can't
It's
stay
my fault that
focused.
you're wandering around and you're doing things on a very suspicious manner, right? John Doe, signing in
You're-
as John Doe.
That's
and stuff like
stupid.
that. If you want to tour, you
Stupid.
want to see things, why don't you just
Stupid.
sign in at the front desk and say, hey, I'd like to walk around the building and see what's going on?
Because that's what I'm doing. Why do
No,
I have to
did you have
ask?
to- did you say that?
Why do I have to ask to walk
Because
into
it's
my
common
own
courtesy.
building?
Because it's common courtesy. It's not your building.
Yes, it's our building.
According to what? Because you're a taxpayer and because
Oh,
these are
I guess
public buildings? You have access to the
I guess
building.
the
Yes.
state can just pay for it by themselves.
No, 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 no.
The city
Listen
has
to
their
me.
own
Listen to
money,
me.
huh?
Listen to me. You have access to the building. Doesn't mean you have access to the whole building.
I'm not asking for access to. I'm not going into any doors that have
No, you are,
ID.
though. We have
I'm not
cameras
going
too.
through.
We have cameras too.
Yeah, you guys have cameras. I'm not going anywhere I'm not allowed.
According
How do
to
I-
you. Okay.
Lobbies, hallways, corridors, anything that's open to the public is where I'm going. I'm not going to any locked doors. All those doors over there were locked. They have a little security cards. How can I go into them? I'm only going to where there's access for the public,
Okay. And
which
like
is
I
public
said,
property.
you can do that as long as you're not creating a disruption for the employees.
I'm not creating a disruption.
Yes,
I'm
you
just
are.
there
That's
recording what
your-
I'm doing.
That's your interpretation of
That's not my interpretation.
it.
That's
your
fact.
interpretation of it. No,
That's
that is not
fact.
That's your.
I'm not doing anything.
If I get called
If they-
because
I
people
don't
are
care.
feeling like they're being threatened.
I would love to work at a job where I could stop work and call the police and just, be like, I don't feel like working today. This guy, he's causing a disruption. I feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like, I've gone to work sick. I've had people yelling in my face, throwing drinks at us, behind the bar because we wouldn't serve them because they were, borderline drunk. And all of that made me feel uncomfortable. All of that made me feel uncomfortable, but it's what the job is. That's what the job entails. So, I understand people saying that they're uncomfortable, but you don't have a right to be comfortable, right? There is no right in the Constitution or state constitutions or in the statutes or even in case law that says that you have a right to be comfortable, right? There is no right. So, I mean, again, this is a moot point.
Threatened,
Hey.
I got to respond to it.
I don't
okay?
care. Call the police because they're law enforcement. They're not feelings enforcement. Okay, you can't enforce somebody's feelings. I don't feel good. He's recording me.
Okay. You can have you can
I
have your 2
can't
cents of it.
work.
You can have your 2 cents of it. What
That-
I'm telling
that's-
you is I'm responding.
that's
because
the law.
people feel
I'm
threatened.
not-
Now, if someone feels
Threatened over a camera?
Listen
See,
to me.
you're
If
escalating it. You're
someone feels
escalating
threatened-
that.
If someone feels threatened, then we have.
They
a right
can
to
be
protect that
threatened
right.
by a camera.
That's your point.
That's not my
you have
point.
to be able
That's
to
the
take
law.
you have to be
That'll
able to
be the
take-
law. That'll be the law.
You'll be able to figure that out. And once again, you need to look up your law facts. Okay.
What are you? What are you? What do you
What
think
am
that
I?
you know the law?
I know the law.
What are you?
Okay.
Huh?
Don't worry
Security?
about me.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me. Okay.
Huh?
Now,
Security?
What I want you to do.
That's the only thing
I'm
you are.
asking- No, I'm not. Okay. Trust me.
What are you? Okay, then what? Who and what
Now,
are you?
Listen to my words again.
If
we're
you don't tell me who
de-escalating.
you are, you mean nothing to me. You ain't
Likewise,
anybody.
Don't worry. The feeling's
I don't need
mutual.
a. I don't need. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You better
right.
think that, huh?
Now,
You don't want to
if
think
my
that
employees-
that the
if
taxpayers
my
pay for
employees-
you.
if my employees.
They
feel
everyone
threatened-
pays for you.
If my employees feel threatened,
I
have
don't
to deal
care
with
if
that.
they feel threatened.
You should, because that's violating
They
the law.
can't be threatened by a camera. There's a
Maybe
little
not the
bunch of little
camera.
bitches if they're
Maybe
threatened by a
it's your
camera.
attitude and your personality and your
I'm not
demeanor.
doing anything until they come up to me and
Doesn't
try to
matter.
talk shit to
They
me.
still feel threatened.
Then,
Then that's when it
then,
becomes a law issue.
I can't be threatened when I just walk up to anybody. No, I'm not even recording them. I'm just recording the building, the notes, all the public information, and the public and the employees and the employees.
Do me a favor though, okay? You can do that.
I don't do
right?
favors, but
Well, I'm
but
just
what?
trying to keep this on a de-escalated level.
Okay.
So that we don't have to do anything beyond what we're doing, right? We don't have to get police involved if we don't have to.
Call
But
the. I
if
don't
people
care.
feel
I'm not
threatened-
doing anything.
Listen,
I'm not doing
If
anything. Call
people
them.
feel
You're gonna
threatened-
waste the police resources
I'm
by
not gonna
calling
waste
him
anything.
over for
Okay.
someone with the
I'm not
camera.
I'm not wasting anything because if somebody feels threatened, the police need to respond to it, right?
Yeah, let him. Yeah.
So if you feel threatened in your home, because some other dude, not me, right?
Okay.
Some guy's banging on your door or whatever, right?
Oh, banging. That's
Then you
that's
feel
threatening.
threatened,
Am I banging?
No, I'm just saying it's a matter
Well,
of
see,
interpretation, right?
see, that's what you're doing.
Matter of
You're
interpretation.
escalating. You say
If somebody feels threatened,
banging
for
on the
whatever
door.
reason,
I'm not
if you're
banging.
just
I'm
standing
walking.
there,
I'm just standing.
Can that not
How
be a
can
threat
no?
to
It
somebody?
can't.
How do you know?
You're
can't-
being
you can't judge
stupid,
what- you
dude.
can't judge what somebody
That's
else's
being
emotions are.
stupid. Being threatened has to be a physical.
No, it does not.
Yes, yes. It's not just
It
physical.
can be emotional. It can be verbal. It can be
Dude.
sheer presence.
You're a bunch of bitches is what you're playing to.
All I'm saying is if they
That's
feel
all you.
threatened,
I
then
don't
we're
care if they
dealing with
feel
it.
threatened. Let him feel threatened. Let
I'm
him.
glad
I
you're
don't
getting
care.
that on
Call
your
the
own feed,
cops.
that you don't care if somebody feels threatened.
I don't
and
care
you
if they feel
care
threatened
that.
about a camera.
That's not
That
what it
can
is.
be
They don't know
threatening.
what's going
A
on.
camera
They don't
can
know
be
whether you're just
threatening.
filming or what you're up to.
Well, that's all they can say. That's all they got is that I'm filming and I have camera. What else are they? Oh, that
Who knows?
camera
You got
turns
a
into
backpack, They
good.
don't know what you got in your backpack. They don't know what's going on.
And so
In
I
the
don't know what you
modern
got
world-
inside your pants.
In the modern
You got a
world-
knife there.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I might be threatened by that.
Maybe you want to.
Right? Why don't you step back then?
Sure, I'll take a step back. Yeah.
Why don't you go on and leave
I
me
would-
alone?
I would
Actually,
comply with that.
you know,
What?
you'd be harassing me because you're following me around and
Yes,
I'm
I
not
am,
doing
because
anything.
You are presenting a threat to our.
Am I breaking the law?
You are presenting a threat. To
Am I breaking the law?
Possibly.
Well, then call the cops and let them know someone's breaking a law and tell them what law I'm breaking.
Okay, you're presenting
Call
a
him.
threat to people, and so
Well,
we're
tell
not.
him.
We're not going
He's
to break the
threatening
law.
people. He's somehow threatening. And explain it. Tell him. Try to be more specific. He's threatening. How? Be more specific. How is he threatening, sir?
By hiding your identity. Okay?
That's not
By
threatening.
giving
I don't have to
information.
give
No,
you
but
my
that's what's creating
information.
People to feel uncomfortable.
Well, that's not against the law. That's
No,
not
it's
threatening.
not against the law. but
That's
there's
not
repercussions
threatening.
for
See,
everything that happens, right?
you're great, dude. People can see how retarded you are.
Really?
Yes, exactly.
Well, you know, I don't
saying
like to
saying
use
that a
term.
camera's
I don't like. I'm not saying.
saying the
you're a camera. I'm not
camera's
saying it's your
threatening.
camera.
Say I'm threatening. Just standing there can be
I'm not
threatening.
saying it's your camera.
Geez, you're acting
Your
like people
behavior-
around here
your
are
behavior and
stupid.
Your attitude.
You're
and your-
acting like
your
people around here are
unwillingness to
stupid.
listen and do something. That's what's
I'm
creating the threat.
unwillingness because I don't have to. I'm unwilling because it's not my will. It's your will, not my will.
You don't even know what you're talking
That's why I'm not willing to do what you're saying because it's your will that I do. Stop doing this or stop doing that. That's your will,
about. All I'm asking you,
and I'm not willing to
man
do
to
that
man, right?
because
Person to
I
person,
go by my
human to
own
human.
will. A man goes by his own will
Okay.
and
Fine.
does what he does,
But you
not
know
what another man tells him.
When one person does whatever they want with their own free will, there can be repercussions for it, right?
There can, and then they
So,
then they
I'm
have to be
asking you-
responsible.
I'm
Freedom
asking you
takes a lot of
To be
responsibility.
responsible, to use your own words here.
I'm
and
responsible.
Not create an environment that makes
I'm not
people feel
creating it.
threatened.
They create it.
They're not doing anything. They're doing their jobs.
They're doing well. Keep on doing it.
Okay, so
They got to
quit
keep
going
on
around
doing
and
it.
creating an
I'm not doing
environment.
anything. If I go walking into, that's so stupid to say. If I go walking into some public place, and then, and they just feel threatened by a presence, that's
The modern world that we live in,
big.
right? Because other people, not people like yourself
in
necessarily,
this day and age.
okay, go in and shoot up buildings and do all kinds of crazy things with people, right?
Uh-huh.
People are going to feel uncomfortable.
What do you
with
think
something.
about Michelle
Michelle?
and her trying to, Lujan, Grisham,
What
the
about her?
governor?
What about her? She's
What
the
do you
governor.
think about
She's
her?
allowed to do the things that she needs to do under her leadership as the governor.
Oh, okay, she could just break the law. You think she can just violate the Second Amendment and
It's all up to other people to decide other than you and me.
it's not.
All right?
It's not up to them to decide. It's up to us to decide.
Okay. Well, I mean, we all have
They
an
don't
opinion
tell
of
us
things.
what to do.
We all have opinions of things, and that's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
You can be
Now,
a slave if you
fact-
want, whenever
the
you
fact
want.
of
You
the
know.
matter is that your presence in the building is creating a threat to people. Now, whether you
That's
agree with
not
that or
a
not,
fact.
now,
That's not a
whether you
fact.
agree with that or not,
I don't care. Yeah,
is
I
a
don't
matter of
agree.
interpretation.
Okay, so don't be saying that it's a threat
Well,
because you're
I'm just
saying it's
telling
an
you
interpretation.
I'm
So it's
telling
their
you what.
interpretation and it's my interpretation.
Right.
So they ain't
So
right
I'm
and
doing
I'm
my
not
job.
right.
I'm doing my
Okay?
job
So
to
they're not
say
right and I'm not
you
right.
need to move along. You've done what you need to do. Okay. You got your video. You got whatever you needed. Just call it a day.
What time
All
is
right.
it? What time is it? What time you got?
3:24.
A little bit longer. A little bit longer. But find somewhere private.
All right, guys. So you saw the video. Again, I'll leave the description in the or the link in the description so you can watch the whole video. I just cut out some of the beginning part, and again, it was just a little weird how he had edited it together, and again, it made it kind of unwatchable for me. That doesn't mean it would be unwatchable for you, or for anybody that wants to go and check to see if he did actually record kids. But again, from what I remember, I didn't see any kids in this video. Definitely, I didn't see him in a daycare. Um, so there's that. But I think he did a great job in the way he handled this wannabe security guard he's actually a facilities manager type deal. The security guard you saw come out of the building, it looked like it was Securitas is the company it looks like was working at that location. Um, but yeah, this guy definitely didn't know the law and made a big deal, especially at the end about people's feelings. Nobody cares about other people's feelings. I don't live my life by other people's feelings, right? I don't care how other people feel about any of the actions that I do. All right? Maybe that makes me a bad person. Maybe I should live my life according to how other people feel about me and view me and my activities. Maybe I should. But I'm not going to. I never have and I'm never going to. Right? I don't care what other people think. Um, I don't care how they feel. If I'm doing something that's legal, let's say I'm fishing, right? Let's say I'm fishing, and there's some, I don't know, Save the Bluegill Foundation members or whatever that are camping near me, and they see me fishing, and they're like, "Oh, I'm so uncomfortable." I'm not gonna pack up my fishing gear and go, right? It's the same with anything, like if you're openly carrying, that probably makes people feel uncomfortable. Should people not be able to open carry, their sidearms or whatever because it makes people uncomfortable? Should we, lose our rights because our rights make people uncomfortable? The First Amendment protects speech that is controversial, right? Speech that people don't love, right? That's what the First Amendment's for. It's not to protect speech that we all agree with. It's to protect speech that some of us don't agree with, right? That's the whole point of the First Amendment. And the reason for that is because it creates dialogue, right? It helps to weed out the echo chambers, right? Because if we all thought alike, if we all, had, the same feelings on some things, on all these things, then it would be a pretty boring world. It'd be a pretty boring place. So I, for one, am happy to celebrate differences in what people think and what people feel, and and I don't think people should think like me, and I don't think people should feel like me, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. Just don't try to restrict what I do because you don't like it. right? Or you don't think it's the right thing to do, or whatever have you not, right? Because when you do that, then I'm going to come right back at you, and I'm going to restrict something that you like to do, because I'm going to all of a sudden say, well, you know what, that makes me uncomfortable. This guy driving a dually, that makes me uncomfortable. And it's a environmental hazard, burning up all that gas. What are you getting, 8 miles to the gallon? This makes me very uncomfortable, right? So we don't want to be doing that to each other, and we definitely don't want the government to be doing it to us either. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.